Kevin Costner's Tombstone Copycat that flopped in theaters 31 years ago lands on Netflix. Kevin Costner is one of the most successful actors in Hollywood, having won 2 Oscars for his 1990 epic Dances with Wolves. But, in 1994, he took on the role of a legendary gunslinger in a Western movie that has, in the last 3 decades, often been compared to Tombstone. Kurt Russell had a memorable turn playing legendary gunslinger Wyatt Earp in 1993's Tombstone, but a year later, Costner starred in a copycat film that would wind up being a box office flop. Now, 1994's Wyatt Earp, starring Costner in the titular role, Dennis Quaid as Doc Holliday, and the late Gene Hackman as Nicholas Earp, is set to stream on Netflix on August 1. Wyatt Earp is a biographical Western drama that follows the titular lawman as he makes his way to becoming the sheriff in towns like Dodge City and Tombstone. Unlike Tombstone, this version focuses more on Earp's early life up to his career as a marshal, leading to his involvement in the gunfight at the OK Corral. In addition to Costner, Quaid, and Hackman, the movie also starred David Andrews, Lyndon Ashby, Joanna Going, Mark Harmon, Bill Pullman, Catherine O'Hara, Tom Sizemore, and Isabella Rossellini. Upon its release, Wyatt Earp, which had a budget of $63 million, earned just $56 million worldwide. The movie, when compared to Tombstone, was also a critical and audience failure, with its 31% critic score and 61% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Tombstone fared much better critically and has a certified fresh 76% critic score and an outstanding 93% audience score on the review aggregator. The film would end up being nominated for a Best Cinematography Oscar in 1995. Wyatt Earp came from 4-time Oscar-nominated filmmaker Lawrence Kasdan, who directed and co-wrote the movie with Dan Gordon. Kasdan, who is known for writing movies like Raiders of the Lost Ark and co-writing Star Wars, Episode VII, The Force Awakens, also directed Costner in the 1985 Western, Silverado. Costner is a mainstay in Western movies. Costner, who is no stranger to the Western genre, recently starred as John Dutton in Taylor Sheridan's epic series, Yellowstone, and wrote, directed, and starred in The Horizon, an American saga series of films. But, 30 years after Wyatt Earp, the actor, in an interview with Screen Rant, talked about how the film still gets compared to Tombstone. "I love Wyatt, or I just love that movie. We got into a level of competition with Tombstone," Costner said in 2024. "A good friend said, 'Look, we can postpone this movie. We don't wanna compete.' And I said, 'Look,' I said, 'I'm sure this writer, director wants to make this movie, let them.' And then this kind of space race started. And I always regretted that there was this kind of weird competition, and it was a fun movie, Tombstone, but it's too bad it went the way it went," Costner stated. As for the status of Costner's next Horizon, an American saga movie, Danny Huston, who starred in 2024's Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1, told Screen Rant that a lot of the 3rd installment in the franchise has been filmed. Production on the 3rd chapter of the Horizon saga reportedly stalled last summer after starting in May 2024. "I think he's, Costner, got a lot of Chapter 3 in the can, actually. But there's no stopping him. He's just unbelievable, and this dream of his is coming to life in a spectacular way. It's just extraordinary what he does," Huston said. For now, Costner fans can catch him in Wyatt Earp, which begins streaming on Netflix on August 1st.